Oh, shoot. Foreclosure Novations? What? What is that? Huh? Foreclosure Novations, guys. What a cool term, huh? But what does that mean? What does foreclosure novations mean? So let me go into this with you guys here because I'm really excited about this. Why am I excited about foreclosure novations, you ask me, huh? Well, the reason I'm excited about foreclosure novations is because we are we team, we're a team here. So there's no more I, right? We are able to give people more money than they originally would have received if we didn't do a novation. Now, most of you know novations as us buying, not holding title to the property and doing repairs to increase the value of the property before we sell it. Now, the way we do things is we will give the client the highest possible number we can give, and then we will list it on the MLS with a local agent that we find like the top realtors in that market to list it. And the reason we do that is because we don't do one of those like self-listed MLS listings, because that means that we have to do all the work. So we find a local agent, we negotiate the commission with them. They go take a look at the house, and then they say, okay, based on the condition of this house, this is what we can sell this property for. Now we set very, very well expectations with the homeowner. We let the homeowner know exactly what's happening. The reason we're going to be able to get you this price that you're looking for, which is not a low ball cash offer. It's not even a high ball cash offer. It's practically almost retail as is offer, to be honest with you. And we go on there and we list the market and we test the market. And so this is what we've implemented into our business. And we have a few of these novations going on. The downside of these novations is there is a timeline, because we saved them already from the auction, right? So we stopped the auction, whether it was filing a motion, a temporary restraining order. We called the bank, showed a proof of funds. We're going to buy this property. So we have an intent to either buy or sell this, or find a buyer for this homeowner. This homeowner in distress just wants to get out of the situation and end up with as much money as possible. And so the beauty of foreclosure novations is that you never know how much time you have. But if you price it right, and especially if you're under the median home value, guys, like these houses get multiple offers. We literally got like 5 offers. We just accepted a cash offer on somebody's house that was literally, you walk inside, all you do is smell pure urine, cats everywhere, 2 poor dogs locked up in the garage, feces everywhere. The home's a mess, okay? We didn't even have to clean it out, which is crazy. Like I couldn't believe it, right? And it's currently under contract, and the cash buyer is buying it. But people see value in these properties because they see that all I got to do is come in, clean it out, whether it costs me $1,000 or $2,000, and do some cosmetic remodeling, right? Some small little things, and then they could either buy the property for cash, refinance it up to 75 or 80%, and keep the property as a rental, especially in these Midwest states like Michigan, Ohio, believe it or not, Chicagoland area, Indiana. These properties are ripe for investors, whether they're going to do Section 8, whether they're going to do long-term rentals, or whatever their exit strategy is. Now, you of course have to have the proper paperwork in place for these novations. You have to have an attorney in fact form. You have to have a novation agreement. You have to make sure you have a clause in there that it is assignable, that you're also able to list it on the MLS. Every state and jurisdiction is different, so please consult with an attorney. We have a title company that we work with and an attorney that handles all of our files. So we always make sure that we have everything legally done and compliant, right? But the key is to set expectations. You cannot just throw out a contract and then say, oh, yeah, we're going to be listing on the MLS. You have to let them know, listen, there's going to be people about our buyers, our investors coming out to take a look at the property to see if they like it. If there are any major repairs that need to be done, we might have to reduce what you're going to be receiving at closing. If there's anything you haven't told us that these buyers find, we might have to renegotiate on the price. Typically, that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, the homeowner is already preemptively aware that this is a conversation that we're going to have, right? So just make sure you're working with integrity and honesty, and that's what will get you to the next level. Also, on innovation, sometimes the homeowner is just walking away with a little bit of money because they owe so much either in back taxes, HOA liens, maybe they have other liens on title that they have to pay off. That's on them. They understand that. But there's liens that come up that they weren't aware of. Maybe they got divorced and there was an old lien from a spouse or a credit card or what have you. With us, if we're making a certain amount of money that it just doesn't look right, right, for the homeowner, for example, even though we pay for the realtor's commissions, even though we pay for all the closing costs, even though we pay for everything, when you see that somebody's making more than you're making, even though we paid the legal fees, we did everything to stop the auction. A lot of times we cleaned out the house, we advanced money to pay their bills. They might feel a little like, hey, you know what? I'm going to say necessarily greedy, but I would say they're going to not feel so great, right? So what can you do? You can double close, right? You can double close. So I'll close with the homeowner first, and then right afterwards, I'll close with the new buyer. Now, will I pay more in closing costs? Sure. Am I going to do this in states where there's massive transfer taxes and dock stamps like Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., or Florida? Probably not, especially because the transfer taxes are so high. I just got quoted on a Washington, D.C. property where the dock stamps and transfer taxes were $16,000. I'm probably not going to do a double close on that because I'm not going to make any money. But in other states where they don't incorporate these bullshit junk fees, where who knows where this money goes anyways, right? And I actually mentioned blue states, by the way. Nothing against blue states. I own properties in blue states, but that's kind of where you see a lot of these taxes, right? So when it comes to these novations, great strategy, but you have to understand it's a ticking time bomb, and you have to find either a really good really cash buyer that can close quickly, or a conventional buyer putting a lot of money down, already is pre-approved. You talk to the realtor, making sure they take a look at their underwriting findings, making sure their DTIs are not too high. This is all coming from my mortgage knowledge. So some of you guys don't know this. I've had a mortgage company for a very long time. I was one of the top reverse mortgage brokers in the nation. I beat out companies that are massive companies, and I was on the list. And we were just this little itty bitty title, a little company here in Illinois, but most of our deals were in California. So the cool thing is that I've learned how to navigate through the mortgage process. I learned everything about what the underwriters are looking for. I foresee already certain things that could happen that could cancel or kill the deal. And so that knowledge I'm now bringing into this business as a full-time real estate investor, and it's invaluable because I understand the game, I understand the process, I understand the human aspect behind of things. And so my team looks to me to make sure that, the buyers that we're getting are qualified buyers. We're taking a look at what they have, where we're looking at their underwriting findings, we're looking at everything. So when it comes to these foreclosure novations, once again, time is not on your side. It's not. So you have to get them closed quickly. And if you're making a good amount of money, unfortunately, you have to double close. Now, I will tell you that this is a very important note. An FHA will not let you double close. Everything else will. FHA will not. So I strongly suggest, if you can, stay away from FHA buyers. The appraisals, if the house is not in perfect condition, are pretty brutal. They will mostly be subject to appraisals, and you will start having to make repairs, and that will extend your timeline. If you can, wait for multiple offers, such as conventional, VA, or USDA. And here's another kicker. If you plan on wholesaling the property, meaning buying it and reselling it, FHA has a 90-day anti-flipping rule, meaning that if you buy a property and you want to resell it to an FHA buyer, they cannot buy it until 90 days has passed from not the closing date, but the actual recording date. So that's something you have to be careful with as well. This is why I tell newbies, you can do this by yourself, but do you understand what I just told you? Do you understand all the things that go into these deals, right? How many people are involved, right? Especially when banks are involved. You're gonna, yes, you'll get lucky. Maybe you'll make the money, you'll make the innovation money, you'll make the deal happen, but it's not honestly, the odds are not in your favor, okay? Because if me myself, an experienced veteran in the mortgage industry, and now understanding, wholesaling assignments, double closes, and Morby methods, all this stuff, if I have trouble with it, imagine how much trouble you're going to have with it. So if you're in sub 2, I implore you to partner with somebody that is going to assist you with taking the deal from A to Z. Okay? And all you got to do is watch what they're doing every step of the way. And that's how you learn. You got to split the commission or a fee, whatever. Split it. The education that you're going to get is invaluable. It's invaluable. A commercial deal, I haven't done one yet, but guess what? My first commercial deal, I'm not going to do it on my own. I'm not going to buy a 20, 30 unit on my own. I'm going to reach out to my friends that buy multi-units and say, hey, do you want to go in on this deal with me? Because I have no damn clue how to structure this properly, or what numbers am I looking at, or is this a good deal, or could this put me away, or could this destroy me completely, right? And if it's $100,000-$200,000 deal, I'll happily give you $100,000. I mean, just for the knowledge and for the education. Like, I don't care, because that knowledge and education for me, I can scale that. I can scale that to multiple deals. I'm not in this business to do one deal, right? And make 50 or 20 or 100,000. Oh, I'm so happy I just made 100,000. And now what? What's your next step, right? So I rather pay to learn. I rather pay to advance to the next level, right? Like somebody said, get the flash pass, skip the line, right? You want to do it on your own, make your mistakes, go through your trials and tribulations, don't joint venture with anybody, stay there, be greedy, watch all the YouTube videos you want, buy all the courses you want, or either pay to get in the right rooms, talk to the right people. I call it the flash pass in real estate, kind of like in Creative America, or joint venture. Go to meetups like mine with Creative Finance. Go to fix and flip meetups. Maybe your neighbor's selling a house down the street. I'll go offer them. Zillow says 200, offer them 100 grand. See what they say. They say yes, great. Go to a real estate investment meetup. Find a flipper that you resonate with. Make sure you look at their track record. Ask them for their track record. Show me some HUDs. If somebody's going to say, oh, it's personal information, move on. Listen, if you don't align, move on to the next line, period. If somebody gives you any pushback or anything along those lines, hey, can I see some proof that you're actually a flipper? Can I see some proof that you actually have had profitable flips that you haven't lost money on? Well, people lose money on flips all the time, which is fine. But show me something that where actually it has worked. Show me that you can manage a project, right? First, show me that you can manage a construction crew. Show me that you can finish with the timelines, horizons that we're going to have on these projects, right? So people can talk a big game. I know many flippers that show off these big checks, but in the end, guess what? They're losing money because out of the check, they're not telling you that they have stuff that they owe their contractor money, that they have to pay back their private money lender. Recently I posted on Sub 2 a check for, I don't know, like 76K, but I said we made 50, right? Because we did, because we had a private money lender, right? So I shaved off right away the amount of money that we had to pay our private money lender. But I don't care, right? We made 50 grand. 50 grand versus 76, whatever, right? I was in a deal with no money. My partners and me were in the deal with no money at all. Zero. So now, guess what? That private money lender, now that's the second deal I did with him. First, he gave me 25. Now he gave me 50. Now he's like, you know what? I'm going to have 100K sitting for you on the side because you're a man of your word. And you know what I'll do? I'm going to talk to my friends that I know because he owns a very successful manufacturing company. And he's like, I'm going to talk to my friends. I'm going to see if I can pull some money together, and we're going to have more than 100 grand. And I'm like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Every single 100K you send to me, I'm going to pay you a percentage from that. And then in perpetuity, because of the relationship I built with you, I am going to pay you a percentage each and every time that person you connected me with sends me any money. So you're going to be receiving mailbox money as a thank you for the rest of your life because you made that introduction to me, for me, or to me, whatever, right? So this is the mindset shift that you must have in life in order to be successful. Do you think that me sending this gentleman a check every month for $1,000, $2,000, $500, whatever it is, depending how much money he brings me, right? He's I'll call him my connector plus my private money lender. Who do you think he's going to come to every single time a friend says, "Hey, hey man, I got $200,000 sitting in my bank account. I have no clue what to do with it. Inflation is killing me right now. The money is just drastically deflating. What can I do with it?" Bing bing. Hey man, I know this guy Creative Mike. I've done 3 deals with him. This guy pays me on time within 2 to 3 months. I get great returns with him. No problems whatsoever. Let me connect you with this guy Creative Mike out of Glen Ellen, Illinois. Right? And that's because I put the greed factor aside. I put it aside. I'd rather pay this guy for the rest of my life on all the deals he brings me as a connector, as a friend. And now mine and his relationship are going to be tighter than ever, right? And so when I first started in sub 2, I see all these people getting all this money lended to them. I'm like, how do they do it? Like these guys are just great on social media. They're great talkers, right? Are they really doing what they say that they're doing? And come to find out, and this is not just sub 2, by the way, come to find out other groups too. These are just characters that are great at talking to people, and they're great at shaking hands, and are great at telling stories. But what truth do they have behind them? And then to come to find out, they over leverage themselves. I know people that have invested like $1 million into some of these people. And here I am sitting here like thinking like, damn, like I'm like actually doing this stuff. I'm like doing these flips. I'm doing these deals. And I can't even get somebody to commit 50 grand to me. Like, what is going on here? And I'll protect them. Like I have assets. I can even show my own assets. Here's what I have. If you want to see what I have, sitting in a bank account, just hanging out, and that was frustrating me. And then I'm talking to him, I'm like, what do I have to do? He's like, Mike, just show your wins, be genuine, let them know you have opportunities coming up, and people will start gravitating towards you, and people will start coming to you. And keep telling people what you do, keep showing up, and keep posting, and keep showing those HUDs, keep showing that you're actually making money and doing what you preach. Don't ever post anything that you do not do. Have you guys ever seen me post anything about a commercial deal that I've done? Never. Because I haven't done one. Once I do one, I'll post it, right? I'll post my commercial deal. And I promise you, 2026 is going to be my year for commercial deals. But will I do it alone? No, absolutely not. I already have like four massive players that want to work with. I'm talking about 4 huge players that want to work with me. I'm doing business with me with commercial deals. Because there's not one person that I've worked with in this entire community or industry that could say one bad thing about me. Not one. Regardless if they like me, or if they hate me, or if they like who I am or my personality, I don't care. Not one person can ever tell me that when a deal closed, I did not honor my word or my promise of how much I was going to pay them. Even though all we had was a little funky JV agreement, right? That said okay, we're going to split this here and there, whatever the case is, right? Even that, right? I've always honored every single one of my word. Am I going to do deals with people even though we were successful together before? Probably some of them I won't anymore because of their character and what I've seen happen, and how money changes them and changes who they are. Sometimes I'll just say, you know what? F it. Take the extra 5 grand. I don't care. What is 5? You know what, dude? Just take the 5 grand. If that's gonna change your life, okay? Take the effing 5 grand. I don't care. Right? I don't care. It's not gonna change my life, right? It's not gonna change the way I live. It's not gonna change how I provide for my family. Take the 5 grand. Let's be cordial. Go off on our merry ways. Will I do a deal with you ever again? Absolutely not. But will I fight for you over $5,000? No. Will I fight for you over 10 grand? Probably not. Right? Will I fight over 100 grand? Yeah. I'll bring my big guy Mr. John, that will be in my corner. He'll be the fighter, not me. So yeah, if you try to screw me over 100 grand, yeah, that's not happening. I will litigate you. We will go to litigation, and if you want to go to trial, we'll go to trial. But I guarantee you, you will lose all your money before the trial is over. So that's just something that's one thing I wouldn't let go. If you're gonna try to take 100 grand out of my family's pocket, out of my family's trust, that's not going to happen. But if it's gonna be 5 or 10 grand, I don't care. It is what it is. I'll shake hands with you. You go on your merry way. I'll go on my merry way, and then we leave as friends. No, actually, we leave as acquaintances, right? We leave as acquaintances. So, yeah. But anyways, with Novations too, guys. If it, double closing, don't forget creativefunds.com. That's with a K. Creativefunds.com. You need a double close? Boom, get on there. Well, we got you. You need $500,000? We got you. You need $1 million? We got you. You need more than $1 million? Sure, we got you too. We got partners that can bring in an extra 20, 30 million on the transactional lending part. Whatever we need, we'll bring in. We'll bring in one of our institutional partners. Whatever it is you need, you got a big deal. We got you. You're doing a Morbi method deal. You do not go to regular. You do never, ever, ever, ever go to a regular transactional lender. Your Morbi deal will die. Die. You need to go to a transactional lender or a creative lender that understands the mechanics of a Morbi deal. Okay? A regular transactional lender, boom, your deal's died. Just forget it. You might as well just rip up the contract and throw it in the garbage. It's not going to work. They're too scared. They don't understand the mechanics of it. You cannot teach somebody, you cannot teach somebody how to do a Morbi in the process with their money. It doesn't work that way. They have to have some education, partner up with another person that does Morbi method lending and things like that. But we have done quite a bit of deals. I bought quite a bit of houses using the Morbi method. Do I understand a thing or two? I think I do. So I'm in the process right now of buying 2. One in Charlotte, North Carolina, one in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Guess what way? Morbi method. I don't know. I'm sorry to have fun with this podcast. I'm not gonna lie, it's just pretty fun. So with that being said, guys, God bless all of you. Hope you're gonna have a great day. I appreciate you. If you guys are not following me, my YouTube channel is just Creative Mike with a K. I'm gonna do a lot more live calls. I know you guys like that kind of stuff, so I'll do a lot of live calls. And you have Creative_Mike with a K, and you have my Facebook with it, which is just Creative Mike, or my name, Michael Molisco, whatever you want to find. If you want to come to my event, it's next week in Schaumburg, Illinois, Midwest, baby. Let's go. If you live around the area, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, swing on by. I promise you, it's not a waste of time. You'll learn a lot. It's free. You get to meet cool people. You get to meet my partners. You get to meet people that I've done business with. It's pretty cool. And I get to show you how to get deals done. I just get to show you how to find deals. And I get to talk to you about my mentor, Pace Morbi, and the Sub2 community, and how cool it is, how awesome it is. Because it's really cool. It really is. Really grateful I'm a part of it. So remember, you got to pay to play. And if you want to get ahead in life and accelerate your life, it's the who, not the how. I want you to read that book. Find it. The who, not the how. That is for me, guys. Appreciate you guys. And have a great day.